All right, today's purpose is to go through the concept behind Tactical Emergency Casualty Care, which is a civilian version of TCCC, Tactical Combat Casualty Care. Most of our agencies issue some type of medical equipment, and so we're going to go through that really quick to make sure that we are all very intimately familiar with the contents in our go bags. First of all, recognize that the go bag, I actually prefer that agencies not purchase black, because when you're out there on the streets in the middle of the night and you set it down in that backyard, when you're trying to use it, you can't find it. So I would suggest that you buy some other color than black. Second key thing on the purchase of a go bag is you have to be able to go hands-free to manipulate weapons, to actually process people. So you need something that allows you to shoulder this and then actually go down range to the actual scene. So let's talk briefly about the actual contents inside this thing. So typically we're going to have the CAT Gen 7 Combat Application Tourniquet. Notice that when it comes, it's going to come in packaging. We should not see anybody's tourniquets in their go bags still in packaging. They need to be completely unpackaged. So when you're dealing with your tourniquet, it should look just like this. It should be in what I call control position. Notice that the gate is open. Notice also that I have this slightly offset so that if my hands are bloody or if I have gloves on due to cold weather, I can still manipulate this pretty easily. The windlass rod is inside the windlass clip. Remember, on the application of the tourniquet, go high or die. You should be able to apply this within about 20 seconds. When you're going to apply it on an upper extremity, you want the red tip to go toward the heart. On the leg, it doesn't really matter because you're going to completely take the Velcro out to put it on your leg. We have several videos on Invincible that explain how to correctly apply the CAT Combat Application Tourniquet. Today, I want to also focus on what's inside here. So you're going to have the Olois bandage. This is a highly absorbent bandage that also has an eye cup, so it has several advantages. You're also going to have chest seals. Now, most of us have never opened the chest seals because they're expensive and the department is not going to want to pay for your replacement, so I'm actually going to do that for your benefit. Notice it comes in a 2-pack because you could have a potential entry and an exit wound. So it comes in a 2-pack. If I find the hole in the chest cavity here, I need to immediately roll over and look for the exit. Assuming there is no exit on this particular casualty, we're only going to use one, so I'm just going to pop it like this. When I open this, so basically I'm looking to cover with an occlusive, meaning air is not going to come in or out, an occlusive bandage over the top of that trauma site. I'm going to have to obviously expose the wound. I'm going to open this. This is what it's going to look like inside of here. So this thing is incredibly sticky. All of us have heard of breacher's tape. When breachers go up to a door and they put the tape on the explosive charge to stick to the door, that same type of epoxy, that same type of a glue is what's actually on this. So you're going to see it's going to have a red tab and it's going to have a quick pull off. And this is literally going to be placed over the wound site. And again, you have the second one just in case there's an exit wound. So that is your chest seal. Once you get this in place, remember, rapid casualty evac. We do not want these people on the X, so to speak, or the indirect threat care site for very long. We want to immediately get them to definitive surgical treatment, preferably within less than 30 minutes. That's our goal. So chest seal. One other thing, so the combat application tourniquet is really good for your 4 extremities. Remember, on the area, we're going to go up into the truncal area as much as possible, take everything out of their pockets or your pockets if you're applying it. It's going to typically take 2 tourniquets for a lower extremity. When you put on your lower extremity, you put 2 tourniquets. Remember to offset the windlass so that the windlass rods don't run into each other. Last real quick thing. We have truncal injuries, meaning in this truncal area that can't be tourniqueted, so to speak. We also have basically from the base of the ear all the way to our clavicle. This area can be packed as well. So most of your kits are going to come with some type of a quick clot. It's important to note, you see the tear tabs all the way around this thing. So the first thing, if I find the injury, and it's in a truncal area. Obviously, I can't put a tourniquet, so I'm going to go and I'm going to put direct pressure. Direct pressure can actually stop the arterial blood flow very frequently. I'm then going to access this, or have my secondary responder access this. I'm going to open it up. Now there's a couple of ways we can do this. It's going to come in a Z fold. I want everybody to see this. Z meaning is just like that, a Z fold. So I can do a couple of things. We teach you can take this and you can stuff it down into your shirt and then feed it on into the patient. That way it doesn't get down onto the ground. If you're particularly tall and you're not on your knees, you can also take this and throw it over your shoulder. Now then, I would have been applying direct pressure. So let's say in this case, I'm going to take this gauze and I'm going to wrap it several times around the finger to where I get a pretty good swath. I already know the entrance site. I've been applying pressure, so then I'm going to take this hemostatic agent and I'm going to stuff it towards the heart. So if the injury is here, I'm going to stuff it towards the heart because I'm compressing that artery towards the muscular skeleton system so that I can actually turn off that artery and stop the bleeding. So, and then I'm not going to lift my finger out. I'm going to keep that finger inside. Then I'm going to take another several good bites and I'm going to feed that in, and I'm going to swap my fingers just like that. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to get several good feeds. I'm going to pop that in as much as possible. I'm going to get probably the entire roll into this person before I ultimately quit. All right, so let's just assume for training purposes, I've already got all of that completely stuffed in. I'm going to go back and I'm going to apply direct pressure with a hemostatic agent. So that's with your quick clot. It has what's called kaolin, K-A-O-L-I-N. It's a mineral. It's going to absorb water. This will stop the bleeding typically within 2 to 3 minutes. If you have traditional gauze, it's 5+ minutes. So this is obviously much more valuable, hence much more expensive. So since I used quick clot, which has the kaolin, I'm going to hold pressure for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then I'm going to evaluate to determine if there's bleeding. If there's not, then I'm going to take out this. All right, this is OLAS bandage, and basically it is going to look just like this. This is the eye cup that I was referring to earlier. So if there's an injury to the eye, you can put this over the eye. Or if you use it in the opposite direction, notice that this point provides a great point for direct pressure down onto the injury. So I would have been holding this. I would have had the secondary responder open this up for me. I'd place that eye cup upside down right on top of that point of injury. Then I'll hold that. And then this is actually a really cool feature. It has Velcro strips to keep it from rolling out. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to wrap it around the casualty, ultimately as many times as possible until I get this secured in place, and then rapid casualty evacuation. So just a real quick refresher on a couple of things to include our tourniquets, to include our chest seals, to include wound packing in truncal areas. Truncal being defined as basically here all the way up into the lower abdomen. Anything up here is going to have an occlusive bandage through the chest seal. Anything out here is going to have your Cat 7 tourniquet. And then remember, do not spend a lot of time doing tactical medicine in the field. Try to get them bandaged, wrapped, and immediate rapid casualty evac. So that's our invincible lesson for today.